The channel we can see in front of us right here is doing $16,350 in the last 30 days, which is absolutely crazy, especially for the kind of content they are creating, which is super easy to get into. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can create videos exactly like this on how you can replicate this channel. So this is not going to be the most difficult thing to do. I'll show you everything. But please keep in mind my videos are completely uncut, so if you cannot handle that, then just go away, click on another channel where you will get entertained. I want to bring value to you guys. All right, now if you don't know who I am, I'm Stefan, 23 years old. I'm currently making around about $30,000 to $40,000 a month and constantly building new faceless YouTube channels, as we can see right here. Then I literally made $42,000 with just 2 videos I posted. Then I've built a channel from $0 to $48,000 in just 30 days. And I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. For example, here, Martins, we've helped to make $31,000 in one single month. We helped here, just as an example, him to get the silver play button as well. Or even here, Tyler silver play button. Here, doing $3,000 a month. Here, $4,000 a month. Here, 1 million views every 48 hours. $18,000 a month, and many, many more. Now, if you're interested in getting the same results, check out the first link in the video description, book a completely free call with me, and we'll have a look if it makes sense to work together or not. All right, please only book if you're 100% serious. Now, first thing we do whenever we find a channel exactly like this, we look at their stats. So here we can see 830,000 views in the last 7 days. Pretty impressive. Now, the next thing we look at, like, okay, the most popular video has been posted like 4 weeks ago and has gotten 1.6 million views. All right, the average length of these videos isn't too long, so we can see like here around about 18 minutes. So we can already see like, hey, okay, we'll probably have to create like 25-minute videos. Now, what I like to do is I like to check out the videos to actually have a look at like, hey, can I actually create videos like this? So let me actually turn on the sound like that. Let me turn it on.
Had lived in Scotland for over 400 them and ignite a conflict nobody saw coming.
All right, very easy voiceover. Like, it's voiceovers just with AI, and the videos is basically just clips. They have a lot of text. We don't even need that much text, to be very honest. So very basic videos. We can probably get away with creating videos like this for like $20 or something. So with that being said, now I already know like, okay, this can be super profitable. So whenever I go into a channel, I always like look at the risk to reward ratio. If there's a massive risk of me actually losing a bunch of money when I go into this channel, let's say, for example, one video would cost me $500, that probably wouldn't go into this niche. But if I can see like, okay, one video is going to cost me around about $20 to $25 and I can make $16,000 a month, then I would most probably go into the niche. All right. So with that being said, I would say let's get started. So we're going to use a lot of AI to help us do everything. So let me firstly load up ChatGPT. All right. Now we can use any kind of AI. You do not specifically have to use ChatGPT. You can use any AI you want to, like, and I'm not even joking. You can use Claude, you can use Google Gemini, you can use whatever you want to use to. All right. First thing we need is video topics. So for that, I have a pretty cool prompt. So pretend you are a YouTube guru and a faceless channel expert. Write me a prompt to copy this style of video ideas. I want a perfect ideation model. Write me the video ideas based off these outliers that performed well on their channel. Target clickbait and CTR. Write me the expert prompt to give ChatGPT. So we are basically gonna ask, ChatGPT to prompt itself. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a screenshot of the most popular videos. So this channel, just as an example, has quite a few most popular videos. So we are going to do this twice. If it doesn't have that many popular videos, you can also just do it once. Boom. And then I'm going to give it both of these images. Now, I'm actually going to send this off to ChatGPT to analyze these video ideas, then write me a prompt. And then I'll give that prompt back, and it's actually, gonna give me video ideas that are very similar to these specific channels. All right. So here it's writing the whole prompt, which is cool. Then let's wait for this to finish. Okay, it's done. Then we just go ahead and copy this and we paste it inside here. And now it's gonna give us super awesome video ideas. So here, Arizona released 12 beavers into a dead river 2 years later, just as an example. India moved 8 rhinos into a forgotten grassland and it came back. Here, Chile released 20 condors into a dead valley and then this happened, right? Let's actually do this one here, just as an example. So we will actually use this exact topic and then we will go into script writing, all right? So for script writing, I also have a pretty cool prompt. So I'm just gonna open up a new new ChatGPT window. What you can do, by the way, if you want to kind of test like these kind of topics out, to just have a look if, you know, it even makes sense. Now, what I would recommend you to do, okay, here's something similar. So this is just for Scotland. So then it just changes it up a little bit. But what you can do, and this is what I would highly recommend you guys to do, because sometimes ChatGPT isn't the most accurate, all right? So I always want you guys to do deep search. So it actually, you know, gives you video topics that are actually real, okay? Very important, all right? Now, what you're going to do is, if you want to write a script, we have this prompt, all right? By the way, I'll put all of these prompts into our free school community, which I'll link in the video description as well. So here is a faceless YouTube automation niche I want to copy. Pretend you're a professional script writing genius and guru. These are the 12 best performing videos, so we can replicate their success and virality. Why did I say 12? But yeah. Using the script I'm going to provide you as a reference, write me a prompt to give ChatGPT to write me a script, but for this specific topic, all right? Then make sure it's insanely optimized for AVD and viewer retention and flows the exact same as the reference I'm about to provide, all right? So then we're gonna copy this, go to ChatGPT, put it inside here. Then we are actually gonna go ahead and copy the most successful video, all right? Link of that, go to here, transcript, exactly like that. Boom, paste it inside here, paste get free transcript, copy this. Then we're gonna go here again, paste this inside here, and then it is gonna write us a script. Now again, this topic might not be the most accurate thing, so I always want you guys to double check these kind of things, all right? I'm just gonna go with that for now, all right? So here, it's gonna now, again, give us a prompt we can give back to ChatGPT to write us the script. So here you are a world-class viral YouTube scriptwriter specializing in high retention documentary style storytelling. So it basically breaks down this whole script and then it's going to write us a prompt. So we can give this to ChatGPT. So here, let me just have a look. Started with just 12 animals. Now write the script. Okay. So it's writing the script here, but we're going to do it a bit differently. Sometimes it does it a bit weird, but we'll just copy this. Whoops. Okay, let's have a look because it probably did not finish. I write the script in the exact style pacing. Okay. All right. Let me just tell it. Can you just give me the prompt, please, without writing the script? Sometimes ChatGPT is very funny. Like any AI, sometimes they're very funny. So here it's now just giving us the prompt. All right, critical style rules, structure to follow, like everything, writing techniques, and then topic. All right, so here we have it. Now this is also something we can copy and paste for every single kind of video we want to create in the future. So here we have it. Then we just go here, topic. We insert the topic that we have. Whoops, not here. Where can I find the topic? All right, here. Boom. Just take that, put it into here. And then we also want to give it, all right, there are a few more things we want to give it, all right? So you want to tell it, all right, me 1,000 words at a time and ask me to continue. Right, I'm not even gonna tell it how long the script should be for now. Oh wait, let me tell it. Make the script in total 3,000 words. So we have a pretty long video, which is always cool. So it's, you know, then we can place more ads. All right, let me have a look. Okay, it didn't say anything else. Then I'm just gonna, I also added a reference or example script to this. Okay, then we're just gonna copy this here again. Boom, copy, and we're just gonna paste it inside here, and it's here at the top. And then we're actually gonna send this off, and then it's gonna start writing the script. Now, sometimes it does it very well, sometimes it messes up. So here we can see messes up a little bit because I wanted to rather write like full sentences instead of hot, dry. Like I don't know, I don't like if my scripts look like this. So I'll say it. Can you please rewrite this? Because the thing is, if this channel here has this kind of script structure, it will do the exact same thing, right? But I don't like all of these dots because in the AI voiceover program, it's gonna pause the whole time, right? And that we don't want. Can you rewrite this in 4 sentences and paragraphs? Just as an example, boom, we send that off. So this is in most cases the part that takes a little bit of time in the beginning, but then it gets super easy. They were released into a river that by every measurable standard wasn't supposed to recover. There was almost no flow, no stable ecosystem, and no sign of long-term survival. At least that's what data suggested. So this is super cool. And here it's writing the whole script now. Then you literally just copy this, paste it into a Google Doc. All right. So how this would look like is you go to the top and then copy this. Okay, actually this here as well. You just paste continue, boom, continue. And then you have multiple different ways to do the next thing, which I'm always super excited about to tell you guys. So here, water was slowly beginning, blah, blah. So this is the script, right? Now, what I would recommend you guys to do, if you do it exactly this way, always go ahead with deep search or deep research, because in most cases, then everything will be way more fact-checked, if I can say it like that, all right? Same goes for the video topics right here, all right? Very important, fact-check the video topics before you actually go ahead and create the topic. I just want to show you guys as an example right here now what I am doing, all right? Or how you can do this too, okay? All right, now, once we have our script, we actually go to the voiceover part, all right? Now, 11 Labs time has come to an end. You guys can still use 11 Labs. I'm not gonna say that 11 Labs is bad, but these days we actually use Gen AI Pro, all right? Why? Because it's way cheaper, especially for testing new channels. If you want to post some new videos, like just post like 15 videos, some of you guys know my testing framework, then, Gen AI Pro is super awesome because the voiceovers are pretty decent and they're not the most expensive voiceovers. Here, 1 million credits for $22. That's not too expensive in my opinion. And I would use this to, test channels. All right. Now, what you do on here is you go to labs, right? Then you take a listen to the competitor channel voiceovers, which we will do right now.
Veterinary lead for the Royal Zoological Society of Scotland. Public health law. The stakes were
all right, so here we can see they are actually, it's a bit of an older man. So then we actually go ahead and go to Gen AI Pro and click here. All right, so first we click here on labs, then on here, and here we can then use a voiceover. Now, just very quickly, I'm not going to generate a voiceover now because I can see that my team is actually currently working. And, Gen AI Pro is sometimes getting a bit confused if multiple people are on one account at the same time, all right? And I don't want them to make any mistakes, okay? So let's take a listen here.
There are usually a couple ways to approach something like this, but the right one depends on what you care about most.
Sounds like pretty similar. Let's take a listen to this one.
So, hey, if you needed a sign today, there's something special.
No, okay. What you can also do is you can come here to filters and you can actually go here to high quality and just filter mail, apply filters, and then it is loading. And now we have high quality. Let's take a listen at this one. Just as an
example. The storm began as a whisper.
Not the best one.
There are usually a couple ways.
This one we had already. So then you literally go through these. Let's see.
I didn't know what peace was until I found you.
Yeah.
I crept into the corridor.
A failure is a person who has...
Let's take a listen.
My daddy once told me that...
With thousands of stories.
So you guys can go through here. I do like these voiceovers. I don't think they're bad. So we use them all the time to test channels. All right. Then you literally go ahead and you copy your voiceover or your script, right? You can paste literally the whole script inside here and you can generate the voice all at once, right? Which is super, super cool. Okay, so I would highly recommend you guys to use Gen AI Pro. Then it comes to video editing. Now, this is the only task that cannot be done with AI. Guys, like, I know that there are some AI tools, like for example, VidRush is pretty decent. In my opinion, like, I still would always use video editors just because it's the safest way to kind of go about YouTube automation. Now, video editors, you can find anywhere. You can find them on Upwork, just as an example, right? I'm actually banned on Upwork, but you can find them on Upwork. I'm not going to say why. But yeah, make sure that you don't exchange phone numbers on Upwork. But yeah, on Upwork, you can find freelancers. You can find them on YT jobs. Just as an example here, you can find freelancers. You can find freelancers on X, just as an example. X is super, super cool. You can find some really, really good freelancers as well. So what you do is you literally go here and you look for video editor. Now, just keep in mind that on X, you will find more high quality video editors. If we look at just as an example this, okay, maybe this video is going to get claimed now for copyright. But here, just as an example, you will find more high quality video editors on X. So if you want to do some high quality stuff, then make sure that you, come here to X. All right. Not the most difficult thing. I have a lot of videos on this channel as well on exactly how to train your team, but I would really make sure to use a real team. And by the way, if you don't want to hire your team, just come work with me one-on-one, and we actually give you freelancers and everything you need to be able to scale here, for example, to $8,000 a month. Then we come to thumbnail design. All right. Now here we also have a prompt, which I'm going to try now. Not 100% sure how well it's going to do for these exact videos, but let's try it out. I always say, like, if you don't try it out, you will never ever know. So thumbnail design, pretend you are a professional YouTube thumbnail designer. Write me a prompt to copy this exact style of thumbnails, target, clickbait, and CTR for the topic. All right. So we're going to copy this inside here, and then we're just going to add our topic inside here. Right. Now, something very important is that I don't want text. All right. I don't want text. I just want the basic image. All right. Why no text? Because I will add that into my thumbnail later down the line. All right. Let's go here to most popular video and then copy exactly this. Boom. And then we're going to paste this inside here. All right. And then we are actually going to just send this off. Let's see what it does. Analyzing image. So here's a high converting thumbnail prompt. So here, let's see what it does. Okay. So we can do it inside here, but you can also use Nano Banana, all of these kind of different tools to generate these thumbnails, which is usually a little bit better than ChatGPT. I'm just going to do it in ChatGPT here because ChatGPT is $20 a month. I think everyone has $20 a month to just get it out with ChatGPT very quickly. So let's have a look what it does. Usually takes quite a bit to load. But yeah, once we have that, your video editor is probably working on the video already. You have your voiceover, you have your script, video editor is working on this. Then we just go ahead and we very quickly, generate a thumbnail exactly like this one. Could be a lot better. So let's actually tell it to, wait, let me actually take this into a different kind of thumbnail designer, and use a different software, like for example, Nano Banana, to generate this exact thumbnail for me. So let me just do this and then regenerate it because I don't want it to have, boom. Let's have a look what it does. So it might turn out very good. I don't know if I didn't set the size now, but let's actually have a look how this turns out, because some of this image doesn't look the best. Like, you can still play around with ChatGPT, but it might not always become the best. All right, so now it's done. Might not even be the best prompt, but here we can already, as an example, see like this is way better, and we can actually play around with this image a little bit and prompt it more, give it even to ChatGPT as an example and say like, hey, okay, I want it more like this, give me more and more prompts, and you will end up with a pretty decent thumbnail, which then looks very similar to these kind of thumbnails here, right? Now, yeah, this is how easy it is to kind of go into something like this. And keep in mind, if you're interested in working close with me, if you need some more help in scaling up your channel, guys, I'll always be there. So check out the first link in the video description. Let's, work together, scale up your channel to here $24,000 a month too. And yeah, keep in mind, I'll be the one on the call, not someone else. So you'll speak to me personally. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.